Veterans, this is Junius Bennett coming to you live. I am 100% permanent total Navy Desert Storm veteran. And in today's episode, I'm going to get into the myth of will you be re-examined and re-rated for a lower rating with your ratings being 0 to 100%, okay? So I want you guys to click the like button or click the subscribe button because we're going to bring you nothing but Title 38 Part 4 of the law, okay? So I want you to kind of get a pen and a piece of paper. I'm going to go over with you the law, Title 38 of the Code of Federal Regulations 3.327B. Again, that's Title 38 CFR Code of Federal Regulations. That's 3.327B. Okay, this is the law that governs reexaminations. The title of it is When Not to Schedule Review Exams. This is like the adjudication documentation that they have to follow at the VBA. There's two different things. The VHA is the hospital. The VBA is the benefits administration that gives you the money. So let's go over the first bullet point. The disability is static without improvement over 5 years. When they make the decision in the initial stage, when they make the decision at the regional office, they already have looked at the 5-year mark from the date of decision. So if this was today, they look 5 years on top of 2022 and see if there's a possibility that this disability that you're being decided on, is it going to improve over 5 years? If it's not going to improve, it's considered to be static. Static and permanent is two different things. Static and permanent is two different things. Those of you say, what's the difference between static and permanent? Static means, you know what? It's just going to stay the same. Okay? Right now, there's no evidence that supports that it's going to improve over 5 years. Second bullet point, the disability is permanent and there is no likelihood of improvement. See, the difference is the static means it may have some room for improvement. Permanent means there is no likelihood of improvement, okay? That's the reason why when you get 100% permanent total, or some of you that's gotten TDIU permanent total, you're kind of happy because you don't have to worry about, a re-examination. So let's go to the third bullet point. This is the most important one, the over 55 rule. A lot of people have been told that once you turn 55, you're pretty much safe. There's a caveat to that. I want you guys to understand that except under unusual circumstances or required by regulation. What is required by regulation? If you're over 55 and you got 90%, are you in the clear? Technically, you are. What I mean by technically is if you do not send anything into the VA to get an increase, to add something special monthly compensation for erectile dysfunction, or to increase something from 50 to 70%, you're not going to open up the bag of worms. You're not going to poke the bear, okay? Remember, we got a big silverback gorilla that you're dealing with, the CMP examiner, right? It's not over once you win because they're looking at over time, will they be able to re-examine you? So the answer to this question, are you safe at 55? Technically, you are, unless you reapply for something or do a supplemental claim, you disagree with something. They're going to open up the whole entire C file and they're going to examine everything. Hold on for a second while I got a phone call. Thank you so much for holding. I appreciate it. I apologize if the phone was ringing during that video. So let's go to the fourth bullet point. The evaluation is the prescribed minimum within its diagnostic code. The evaluation is the prescribed minimum within its diagnostic code. Can anybody tell me what's the minimum for tinnitus? Tinnitus is 10%, right? So you mean to tell me there's a congressional law, the Code of Federal Regulations says, as long as the evaluation is the prescribed minimum within its diagnostic code, we're not going to touch it. So is that the reason why they give out tinnitus like it's candy? Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a dirty game. It's almost imperative by law that they keep you at a low ball rating. Let's go to the next bullet point. The evaluation is 10% or less. As long as you got 10% or less, they're okay with it. They're not worried about re-examining you. I want you to understand, it's up to you to take the responsibility, obligation, and duty to get the highest rating that you deserve. It's not their job to get you higher up the rating schedule. It is their job to keep you low. Here it is right here in the law. I don't want to say anything out of my mouth that's not Title 38. Okay? Because I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, for all of veterans. I want you guys to understand that I was homeless and I was hungry and I was desperate and I had no resource like you got from me today. Or all the other videos that you see on my channel. I had no one to help me. No one to break the Title 38 down. Nobody to teach me anything. So I want to let you guys know I care about you, to tell you that the congressional law, not the VA, but the congressional law itself is designed to keep you at a low ball rating. Okay? You heard it from me. By law, Title 38 Title 38 CFR 3.327B. I want you to Google it and find out if it's true. Let's go to the last bullet point. The combined evaluation would not change even if the re-exam resulted in a reduced evaluation for one or more disabilities. Let's go back. Let's figure this out. So they're saying if your combined evaluation would not change, even if the re-exam resulted in a reduced evaluation. So let's give you an example. Let's say, for instance, you have a 70, a 50, a 50, 2 10s, and a 30. Excuse me. A 70 and a 50 is 85. 85, another 50 is 93. 93, and a 2 10s is a 95, so that will automatically round up. But you got an extra 30. You got an extra 30 for a rash, or extra 30 for GERD, or you might have an extra 30 for irritable bowel syndrome. So if they reduced your irritable bowel syndrome to 0, would you still have 100%? Absolutely. So this bullet point covers that. The combined evaluation would not change. So it's not going to change the outcome of the 100%, even if the re-exam resulted in a reduced evaluation of the IBS, the GERD, or hypertension for one or more disabilities. So in other words, they're not going to re-examine you if they took away the IBS and made it 0% instead of 30%, they're not going to issue a re-examination notice, okay? So I want you guys to understand that re-examinations are designed to keep you at a low ball rating. It's your responsibility, your obligation, and your duty to keep your rating at the highest rating possible. How do you do that? You provide the good, proper evidence that you need. You have somebody to walk you through. You got medical nexus. And even if you're over the age of 55 and you're not happy with your rating, just so you know, by regulation, they're going to open up your C file all over again and look for anything to reduce you for. So you better come at them hard. You better have your medical nexus. You better have your diagnosis. You better have the in-service event or secondary information. Everything needs to be in order. Your lay statements need to be signed, dated, and notarized. You cannot play with the VA. This is not a game. The American economy right now is at an all-time disaster. We have all types of inflation. We have all types of people that is doubting the economy. We got people that's fighting against student loan forgiveness, all this stuff. We got digital nomads creating everywhere. We got people that's not willing to go back to work. This is imperative. And if you're going to take this thing lightly, just get off the channel. But if you're going to take advantage of this and take this thing serious, stay tuned, like it, comment, subscribe to the video, because you're going to get nothing but Title 38 from me. Okay? Now, if you're sick and tired of hearing all the information from VSOs, shout out to Vinny Terranova. He was told some bogus stuff just recently out of New York from a VSO that sent in some paperwork, and now they done issued him a CMP exam for the same thing that he was already determined on. You know, and so what if he didn't catch it beforehand and didn't show up for the CMP exam? Guess what they're going to do? Reduce the rating. And that could change your life, guys. You got to be careful who you let advise you, counsel you, and file on your behalf. You're giving your power of attorney over to these VSOs that's not trained right. They don't care about you. All you are is the last four of your social going in. They got a quota to fill. They got so many thousands of applications that are going in every single day. You got so many VSRs, raters that are on a quality team where they got to process so many claims a day, and they don't care. You're nothing but a number. I'm telling you this because I care about you. Don't get it twisted. These people do not care. You got to care about you and your family. And if you're sick and tired of hearing all the hearsay, misinformation from VSOs, misinformation from veterans, misinformation from lawyers, and let's talk about lawyers. If lawyers were so good in this veterans thing, why are the numbers like they are now, number one? And number two, why are we being bombarded on our television screens every single day about Camp Lejeune? Why aren't they not caring about just the disabilities that we're fighting for every day? If you matter so much, why is it all the veterans are getting bombarded right now with every lawyer in America talking about Camp Lejeune? They didn't care about the PTSD. They didn't care about the sinusitis, the rhinitis, the sleep apnea, the depression, the diabetes. None of that stuff mattered. But all of a sudden, there's a big class action lawsuit, and now you got attorneys. We'll help you. We'll give you a free, no obligation consultation, and then we'll fight for your behalf because we care about our veterans. Bullshit. And I'll be the first to tell you, only thing they care about is increasing their bottom line right now with helping you with Camp Lejeune. What about all this other stuff? Why is it so hard for you to get Nexus letters? Why are there doctors that are coming out? You're going to find out November 11th is just a formality. November 11th is going to be talking about thank you for your service. Well, here, ladies and gentlemen, at New Life Veterans, we are more than just a thank you. We are a company that consults you via the law and get you the highest rating that you deserve. So I want you to stop watching, start typing right now, and put in newlifeveterans.com right now. Schedule your consultation, get on my calendar, and take charge of life because there's a law out there, a congressional law, that has been written to keep you at a low ball rating. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.